أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم، والحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أشرف المرسلين سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم والتابعين إلى يوم الدين. أما بعد، رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي. اللهم ارزقنا علما نافعا ورزقا واسعا وشفاء من كل داء، ونعوذ بك من علم لا ينفع ومن قلب لا يخشع ومن عين لا تدمع ومن نفس لا تشبع ومن دعاء لا يستجاب له. آمين آمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم ألهمنا وسددنا، اللهم ألهمنا رشدنا وقنا شرور أنفسنا وسيئات أعمالنا. اللهم إنا نعوذ بك من الفتن ما ظهر منها وبطن، وارض عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا. اللهم ارزقنا حسن الخاتمة، اللهم ارزقنا حسن الخاتمة، اللهم ارزقنا حسن الخاتمة. اللهم أرنا الحق حقا وارزقنا اتباعه، وأرنا الباطل باطلا وارزقنا اجتنابه، ولا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم. Today we should increase all this dua. To Allah give us good ending. To Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us see the truth and follow it, and see the wrong and get away from it. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala al-afwa wal-afiyah wal-mu'afat at-tamah fi ad-din wal-dunya wal-akhirah. And we ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to protect us from fitan, seen and unseen, known and unknown. We talked last week about some of the signs before the Day of Judgment, and today I'm going to continue, inshallah. We stop in number 7, which sins, if it arrive, will have punishment from Allah. And in chapter Fatir, verse 43, chapter Ghafir, verse 85, chapter Al-Imran, verse 137. And what is that? The bottom line is Allah warning us, is the sunnah of Allah will take place. What it means? When you study Quran, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, you do such and such, this what will happen. You do such and such, this what will happen. And I want you to read these 3 verses I give you and understanding them. Again, chapter Fatir, verse 43, chapter Ghafir, verse 85, chapter Al-Imran, verse 137. And is a hadith of Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam warning about, he said to the companion, what happened if Allah give you calamity of 5? And I ask Allah to protect you from them if it happened. If sins become known, the drought and hardship start. And diseases will increase. And ache and pain will increase. The one will never been before. And if they do injustice to each other, if they do injustice between each other, what Allah will do, they will have again hardship in living and oppressor, ruler. And if my ummah do not pay zakat on time, and the amount of zakat Allah wants, Allah will deny them the rain. And if my ummah do not keep the covenant with Allah wa Rasuluh, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will do tasleet. Tasleet meaning Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will send some people, non-Muslim, to oppress us, and will take all our goodies, our resources. And if the ruler do not follow Allah wa Rasuluh, Allah will make the Muslim fight each other. Imagine, this is a prophecy. You can get any major books about the sign of the Day of Judgment, and you will read this in detail. Because in here, I'm here only like a warner, a reminder. Because if I go to the detail about each one of them, is a lot. Is a lot. But we are in it. We are really in it. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala warned the nation before us. If we do such a thing, this will happen. And this is what's happening already now. Now number 8, the sign number 8, eating halal and haram. Eating halal and haram. And do not care about halal and haram. And loving money and loving dunya. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam in Bukhari, Imam al-Bukhari عن أبو هريرة رضي الله عنه, he said, لأتين على الناس زمان لا يبالي المرء بما أخذ المال أمن حلال أم من حرام. He said, the time will come, the person do not care if the money he earned or arrived to him, halal or haram, it doesn't matter. And this is why Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said about this time, he said, very soon, the best money you earn is from some sheep. You take it to the top of the mountain and live there until you die. Listen again to the advice. He said, one of the best is to some take sheep and take them to the top of the mountain, live with them until you die. When I'm talking, I want you to reflect over the conditions surrounding you. Because my intention, if you listen to me, it will generate awareness and awakeness in your heart. And this awareness and awakeness to beg Allah, to call Allah, to do good deed. Do whatever you can. Don't waste your time. Because every day will come, will be worse than the day before. But what it means now, I be sad and worry and no. Not at all. I do what I have to do. That's it. I'm living in the qadr of Allah. He created me, He created the time, He created condition. I cannot be crying baby. No. This knowledge, not to make me paralyzed, to make me aware and alert. And do whatever I can. Number 9, the sign number 9, الطمع والأثرة. What is tama? Greed. Greed and loving yourself. Greed and loving yourself. And the opposite, in Surah Al-Hashr, chapter Al-Hashr, verse 9, the companion, Allah gives them the quality, is other than themselves. When Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam explained to them the condition, one man get up, and this again Bukhari, عن أسد بن خدير رضي الله عنه أن رجلا من الأنصار قال يا رسول الله تستعملني كما استعملت فلانا. One man, he was very close to Rasulullah, he said, make me somebody, make me a ruler or somebody, or make me a leader. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he tell him, ستلقون بعدي أثرة فاصبروا حتى تلقوني على الحوض. When a man get up and ask him, what to do, Ya Rasulullah? He said, you will see a lot of greed and stingy and liking yourself. And when he explained all this condition, the man asked him, what to do, Ya Rasulullah? He said, be patient until you meet me in the day of judgment. But doesn't mean make me patient, meaning do like them. No. Be aware, alert about what they're doing, and be careful. For example, now, if I hear this, like one man, he sent me an email, he asked me, and he's a good man, inshallah. He asked me, he said, my wife has a lot of gold, and I'm scared to get lost. Can I rent a box in a bank, a safe deposit box in the bank to put the gold? Somebody said it's haram because the money you pay for it, it will be used for riba. I tell him, brother, I give you a better idea. I can give you my address, send the gold to me, I save it for you. What do you think? No, I didn't do that. I didn't do that. I tell him, take your money or gold and send it to Bank Ilahi. The man was very nice. He said, in my country, I find out we have no Bank Ilahi. I explained to him what meaning Bank Ilahi. He doesn't know what bank. He was searching for Bank Ilahi. I said, no, Bank Ilahi meaning you take the gold, sell it, and spend it for Sabilillah, it go to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is Bank Ilahi. Again, this is not advertising. I give you my address to send me the gold. No, astaghfirullah al-azim. Send it to Bank Ilahi. Okay? When you send it to Bank Ilahi, what it means? All the money you spend for Sabilillah is saved with Allah, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give you an interest. How much interest? 70 to 70,000 to 700,000% profit. Can any bank do the same for you? Huh? No. By this way, today, we think if I save this gold, it will be good for my family. It will be good for my kids. Wallahi, no. Wallahi, no. The ultimate goodness you give it to your kids, do good deed. Do good deed and trust in Allah. Allah will take care about them. But this need iman. And many ahadith about this topic. And the bottom line is, do whatever you can and don't be like others. Some people might think this topic is very simple. No. This topic, if I go in detail, greed comes with a selfish, with loving yourself. When this happens, you find a lot of people multi-billionaire. Do you know if you have a billion, 1 billion, only 1 billion, $1 billion, do you know how long it will take Somebody did the calculation. If you're spending, I forget, $500 or $1,000 daily, it will take you up to 500 and something year to finish it. You think these people who have 1 billion, 2 billion, they feel content? No way. Because now you have a disease in the ummah. I want to know my rank. What meaning my rank? I'm number 5, number 10, number 17, one of the rich men in the world. And they're competing. They're competing for rank and righteousness. Go, you can get it even until now, today, from England. How Allah provide, the one I used to distribute it. The most richest people in earth is the most poorest people in the Day of Judgment. And the most poorest people in earth is the most richest people in the Day of Judgment. Choose which one you prefer. Number 10, increasing innovation. This innovation, what it do, is nothing wrong with innovation. But now look, for example, now you find 3, 4 years old kids, 2, 3 years old, and has a game in his hand. And day and night they playing game. Day and night, lying down, sitting, all over. You know, we are really sick. I want all of you to go to Google and study the side effect of all this game and all this electronic gadget over the children. Imagine a child sitting like this for many hours. Now the children have a spinal cord problem, disc problem, shoulder problem, nerve problem, vision problem, psychology problem, physical problem. Do you know anything in life? No. Do you have time to exercise? No. What kind of food? Do you want to eat junk food? Quick. By the way, look at the amount of diseases. Like somebody wrote something so beautiful. In the early days, if I hear you're sick, I come to visit you. I get you some food. I get you some chocolate. I get you some fruit. I make dua for you. Today, we do not have time to be compassionate anymore. I send you a text message. May Allah be with you. Assalamu alaikum. What about compassion? I send you a heart. I send you kisses. I send you hugs. By this way, all our compassion and gift and chocolate and fruit and real feeling, it become now a text message. Take it. Have fun. Imagine. And believe it or not, this was a Western person who did this study. And he said, what happened to family? What happened even to the relationship between parents and kids? Imagine you send your kids, huggy, huggy, kissy, kissy. What it will do to the kids? And the kids decided to do the same. Same to you. You know, subhanallah. By this way, our relationship become a text message. Our feeling, our compassion, our love, our goodness is a text message. And after that, the mother or the father, in a weekend, bombarding the children with ice cream and chips and burger and this and that, and things you doing wonder, and I buy them new game. And now the kids is very happy, mommy get me a game. Now the kids will be destroyed for next week. I love you, mommy. That's it. Thank you, mommy. You're going to destroy my vision and my brain. And you're going to make me very old in an early stage. Subhanallah. Like right now, in a late 50, early 60, you start having a neck problem, back problem, and all this problem like me. No. Alhamdulillah, now you have the kids, 7, 8 years old, have a neck problem and back problem and vision problem and shoulder problem and arm problem. Imagine 7, 8, 9, 10 years old acting like 60 and 70. Alhamdulillah, I'm still young. Really? Does this make sense? By the way, today we do not know, we do not have the thinking and vision and impact of the future. Is this child even? Take a child today and tell him, go buy me fruit. Fruit what? What is what? He doesn't even know how it look like. He doesn't know what is ripe, what is not ripe. Which one is season, which one is not season. Which one has any goodness. He doesn't know, he or she is a bunch of consumer. Take them to cook. We go buy something. And now everything becomes fast food. What is fast food? Processed, full of chemical, full of grease. By the way, all this, what it do? It hardens the heart. And when it hardens the heart, it breaks the relationship. Today I see it even with family members. They hardly hug each other. There's no compassion. When no compassion, what it means? The young youth become empty. And when they empty, when they get married, what happened? They empty. They cannot give, they cannot receive. But they want it. Imagine, unbelievable, like, this is like, really, the magic of all the magic. I want love, but I do not want to receive, I do not want to give. I want to be loved, but my way. And don't tell me anything. This is like, is impossible. By the way, the selfish and greed and the self-thinking, it makes you so blind of very basic. Today, the majority of young youth is what? Is dirty. It's dirty. Stink. What kind of a girl or a man can be a husband or wife when you stink day and night and you get used to it? Even angel is running away from you. Imam Malik rahmatullah alayhi, before he do halaqah, used to make ghusl and put perfume. It's not for you. It's for angels. Angel love good feeling, cleanliness. You want to be with angels? Be clean. Perfume yourself in your own room. But when you have no vision of that, meaning you are so selfish. And now, when you look at all the majority of young relationships, it's a failure. It's a failure. I see it. It becomes hypocrisy and lie. All because we're running after all this innovation to the point it makes us so cold. I see it in Holland, in Europe, in all this area. Yes, people pretty and beautiful and have quality, but you can feel it. It's lack of compassion. They don't even know compassion. Love, they care about love. They're scared. They're scared to open their feeling. By the way, either we are so feeling freak for nothing, or some people have no feeling at all. Again, you know what I was remember? You remember the movie Omar Mukhtar, The Lion of the Desert? You remember a verse, if my memory is correct, 6, 7, and 8 in chapter Ar-Rahman? What Allah said? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala descended the scale. Allah tadghaw fil mizan. Don't oppress the scale. وَأَقِيمُوا الْوَزْنَ بِالْقِسْطِ وَلَا تُخْسِرُوا الْمِيزَانَ. Live your life with justice and don't oppress the scale. What happens if my iman is weak or not there? What happened if I'm so selfish, thinking about myself only? What happened? What happened? I become cold, cold. Even my feeling becomes not a feeling. It's not a real feeling. It's not a giving feeling. I want something from you, I deal with you goodly. I do not have something I want from you, take a hike. You see? What about our children and youth? Look at them. They hollow. They hollow. Hollow. The soul is hollow. Who is the owner of all the quality? Allah Jalla Jalaluh. Why you will have a quality? Only when you belong to Allah. Only when you belong to Allah. It's not the amount of gadget, it's not the amount of games, it's not the amount of electronic, it's not the amount of iPad and iPod and all this. No. There's nothing wrong with them if I use them as complementary to my life. Look for useful knowledge, how to live clean, how to eat healthy, how to help others. And if you're not helping yourself, how you can help anybody? How you can be good to anybody if you are failure with yourself? Imagine now if you take a shower once a day or nothing, and now you have 2, 3 children, what will happen? They will be stink like you. Imagine now if you have half a dozen. MashaAllah. This will be like a bacteria and fungus, you know, like farm. You know, does this make sense? And after that, we want to be the leader of mankind, and we want to be good. By this way, this is a warning. A warning. Number 11, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and this in Sahih Muslim, Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu, he said, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam said, تَقِيءُ الْأَرْضُ أَفْلَادَ أَكْبَادَهَا أو كبدها. What it means? The earth will vomit. The earth will vomit the treasure within. Some scholars said this is gold, silver, diamond, oil. The earth will vomit the treasure within. And what it will do? He said at this time, the killing will increase. And people will steal from each other. Cut the relationship with each other. Today, amazing, amazing. The most richest area in the world, the people living in agony. Look at Libya, how much reservoirs you have. Algeria, Nigeria, Iraq, and all the area in Uzbekistan area and Kyrgyzstan and Uzbekistan, Indonesia, Sudan. You find a lot of area full of oil and gas, and people fighting each other, and some small amount of people suck all that treasure, and the majority of people living in poverty. What oil did, what diamond did, what gold did, we do not know it, we do not see it. People, wallahi, the ultimate gift ever Allah can give it to you is hidayah, is iman, is Islam. A dot of iman in your heart. Better for you than a whole wealth of the whole world. Because study just one dot of iman, with dot of yaqeen, with dot of trust, with dot of dhikrullah, or one sajda, if Allah accepts it, how much it will cost you? It can cost you a place in Jannah more bigger than the whole earth and what it contains, and all the king of the whole earth. Number 12. انتقاد عرى الإسلام. Islam and the pillar of Islam and the roots of Islam will be torn apart. Torn apart. عن أبي أمامة الباهلي رضي الله عنه عن رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم, and this hadith reported in Imam Ahmed. Rasulullah صلى الله عليه وسلم, he said, لا ينقضن عرى الإسلام عروة عروة. It will be torn apart one after another. And every time the Muslim lose one pillar or one major understanding, the people will hold the other one, piece by piece. Meaning Islam will be torn apart little by little, little by little, little by little, and every generation will hold tight in whatever left over. And he said the last one is Salah. Today we can see it. If you ask me today and you make statistics without no exaggeration, almost 98% of the ummah do not pray at all. Go study. Go and make statistics in your area. See how many masajid, how many people show up, and how many people never show up, and how many people even pray in a masjid, or even in a house, or even at work. Even among these people is little. Compared to the majority, we're not going to spend a lot of time in that. But this is what will happen as is happening. And you will see a lot of ahadith about this topic. Is Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, when people ask him what is advice, he said, do salah as soon as possible. Do salah as soon as possible in its own time, and don't delay. And when a time comes, Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, even time it accordingly, meaning whatever you can, even if you do not know. Number 13. Something amazing. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he said, very soon my ummah will oppress. Oppress in what? You will not believe it. Oppress in wudu and oppress in dua. Oppress in wudu and oppress in dua. What it means? Today you go to a very simple masjid or whatever. The person sit down, get his miswak or his toothbrush or whatever, open the faucet, thinking about it, start pulling his arm, and the water keep running. If you look the amount of water from the time you start wudu to the amount of finish wudu, you will find you abuse a lot of water. A lot of water. By this way, all of this is shayateen. You do not take a shower all day and you stink, but you're coming and you open the faucet and you think you're going to make a good wudu. You need 1 cup or 1 liter or 1 liter and a half for complete wudu, and that's it. But you can finish at least 10-15 gallons of water by the time you finish wudu. Times 3 and a change by liter, meaning you're abusing at least 50-60 liters of water in a time of wudu. For what? And you think this piety? You do not need that. This shayateen. And you will oppress in dua. Today in Ramadan, people go to a masajid when the imam making a long dua, 45-minute dua, half an hour make dua, 2 hour make dua, 1 hour make dua. Rasulullah never do that. The companion never do that. 2-3 dua and that's it. And repeat it. And beg Allah. Which one is more? Doing good deed or keep making dua? You see? And after that you meet the people. Oh, I felt so nice. It was a very beautiful feeling. I went to Mecca and Medina. We have the long dua. Oh, it became a feeling. After the dua, is anybody think about the dua? Did anybody think about what you're calling Allah for? So you don't care. Astaghfirullah al-Azim. And now the shuyukh start generating beautiful voices in dua and make a show, and now become different between imam and imam, the show in a time of dua. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam warning about we will oppress in wudu and dua. Okay? Be careful. Because when you're sincere, the best dua when you're alone, nobody see you. Nobody see you. Sincerely. This is why Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the dua of the Muslim to his own brother in the unseen is accepted. Why? Because when you make dua in unseen, it's real. But today I make I make dua for you. Just maybe you give me some kasidasi or something or some sweet. It will generate riya. If I care for you, I make dua and you're behind. You do not know. Because my dua at this time will be real. Will be real. Sincere between me and Allah. This, Rasulullah said, this dua is accepted. The time of rain. The time of rain. Laylatul Qadr. 1 hour in Jum'ah. Every day in the last third of the night. We have plenty of goodies. Number 14. Killing. When Muslims start killing each other. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, he said, go quick before death. And he said, before 6 will happen. What is the 6? The worst among you will be your leader. The fool. The fool will be the leader. And the increase of argue. And leadership will be sold. And killing each other is easy. And cutting the rahim, cutting the relationship between family is easy. And youth will make the Quran voices. Oh, his voice is so beautiful. I like his voice. Did you hear so and so? I love his voice. Did you hear so? His voice is much better than his voice. And become singing. And people prefer the singer of Quran more than the one who carry Quran. Meaning the one who have a beautiful voice, not about his piety. Today when you study in Europe and America, all over, according to who you are, your name, Ramadan start to make Taraweeh. You get paid $5,000 a month, 5,000 a month, $60,000 a month, plus gift. Meaning just to recite Quran in Ramadan, you finish Quran in Taraweeh, you get over $100,000 1 month. Dollar, or maybe euro. By this way, you're going to lead Salah and you have a quote, 50,000, 60,000, 70,000, 30,000, and different reciter, different quote. They have a price in the market. We end. The speaker is the same. Today, some speaker $5,000, some speaker $3,000, some speaker he pay food and nobody come to listen. By this way, the one who charge, everybody want to listen. And the one who feed you, he doesn't want to listen. Like one of the people, I'm not going to mention his name, very famous, he believed for people to respect the talk, they have to pay. If they pay, they respect the talk. That's what he believed. All this is a sign of the end of time, and we are in it. We are in it. Number 15, when every ruler have a big mafia, I call them mafia, a gang, to protect his own ruling. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam in Sahih Muslim and Imam al-Nawawi and Abi Hurairah radiallahu anhu, he said two, I never see like them in Jahannam. People with whips beating people, and women walking in the street. They wearing clothes, but they're not having clothes. And he gives the example of them, and he said both of them, they will never smell the fragrance of Jannah. And here it's just explanation about the oppressor ruler. The oppressor ruler. Again, a lot of ahadith belong to this topic too. Number 16. And believe it or not, I just heard it. Number 16, I heard it by my own ear last week. I will explain to you. Increasing of calamity until people feel restless and hopeless and like despair. Imagine people will have this feeling. Today, talk to people in Syria, Iraq, Libya, Egypt, Philippines, China, this, that. Because the people under poverty, they have no hope. And the iman is weak. Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam and Abi Hurairah radiallahu anhu, and this Sahih al-Bukhari, وَالَّذِي نَفْسِ بِيَدُهُ, I swear by Allah, the one who owns my soul. Dunya will not go until the man will walk near the grave land, and he keep touching the grave land and roll down, and he said, I wish I am inside. Why? he has no deen and calamity increase. Vice versa, he cannot take it. I was talking to some of my relatives in Egypt last week, and they tell me, did you hear what's going on? I said, no. They said a lot of youth start taking different drugs, and they won't commit suicide, and people committing suicide. This is supposed to be Muslim youth. This increasing all over now. This never happened. When I was young, you never heard about somebody committing suicide. Because you know, committing suicide is a major sin. Whoever commits suicide, he go to Jahannam, finished. And now become normal to be feeling useless, restless, hopeless, despair. It become normal. Where's the Iman? What happened if Allah snatch our Iman? And we become in a bankrupt of the shaitan waswasa until he destroy us. But a mu'min always hope, always believe in Allah, even in the ultimate calamity. Because with every calamity is a hope and a wisdom from Allah. And Abu Dharr radiallahu anhu, he replied about that. He said, this Abu Dharr, not Rasulullah, Abu Dharr. He said, very soon, janaza will walk by, meaning somebody is dead, and you look to the janaza and said, I wish I'm you. I wish I'm you. Honest to Allah, if you have some iman now, you should do that. Because if you're not living for sabilillah, what you're living for? We are in it. Number 17, time will go fast and time change from bad to worst. And again, in Sahih al-Bukhari, عن الزبير بن عدي قال أتينا أنس بن مالك فشكونا إليه ما نلقى من الحجاج. Al-Hajjaj ibn Yusuf al-Thaqafi, one of the ultimate oppressor ruler in Abbasi family or the Abbasi era. He replied, Isbiru, be patient, because the time will come and the time after that will be worst until you meet your Lord. And after that he said, سمعته من نبيكم, I heard it from your prophet. Now imagine this happened around like 200-300 Hijri, meaning 1200 years ago. 1200 years ago, and a follower of the companion heard it and felt it. What happened if they are between us today? What they will say? If the companion and the follower of the companion, they said it already done. It's done deal. This is why, grab whatever you want. Number 18. Increasing zulm, aggression and oppression. An oppressor will increase. We see it today. I do not have to elaborate. But Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam in Imam Ahmed عن أبي هريرة رضي الله عنه, he said, سمعت رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم يقول يأتي عليكم زمان يخير فيه الرجل بين العجز والفجور فمن أدرك ذلك الزمان فليختار العجز على الفجور. I give you example quick. Today you can be in Egypt, you can be in different Arabic country or supposed to be Muslim country. And somebody in the government tell you, hey, go kill so and so. And you get paid. Now you have two options. You work for the government and be used as a tool of oppressor, or sit at home, has no job, or work in haram with haram money. Today it's become easy. And people said, what do you want me to do? I have to feed my kids. By it's easy. Living in haram, committing haram just for money. Rasulullah, he said, choose poverty, but don't choose to be a tool of oppressor and aggressor. But again, he said, will people choose? People will choose to be with aggressor. And this is what's happening today. Now number 19, Ayyam al-Sabr, the days of patience. And this, it containing hadith very important. This hadith is located in many places and has many ahadith about it. Like one of the famous hadith, when Rasulullah said, the time will come, the one among you holding his deen like holding a piece of fire or a piece of chocolate and fire in his hand. What meaning? It's not easy. It's very difficult. It's very difficult. And Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, he recited this verse in the Quran, which he said, يا أيها الذين آمنوا عليكم أنفسكم لا يضركم من ضل إذا اهتديتم. Be aware about yourself. Don't worry about those who be guided if you've been guided. And Rasulullah, a man came and he said, Ya Rasulullah, at this time we will not command what is right, forbid what is evil. He said, no, but do. Unless إذا رأيتم شحا مطاعا, if you see stingy is accepted, وهوى متبعا, and desire is preferred, meaning you prefer to follow desires than Allah wa Rasulullah. وَدُنْيَا مُؤْثَرَةً, and you prefer dunya over akhirah. وَإَعْجَابَ كُلَّ ذِي رَأْيٍ بِرَأْيُهِ, and everyone like his own opinion. فَعَلَيْكَ بِخَاصَّةِ نَفْسِكَ, care about yourself. وَدَعِ الْعَوَامِ, get away from the majority. Because after that, he said, when this happened, the one holding his deen like the one holding a piece of jamr. And this hadith has another variation, three variation. And he said, at this day, whoever holding his deen, he get the reward of 50 among you. Aman Kitab, he said, Ya Rasulullah, 50 among them. He said, no, 50 among you. The man said, why, Ya Rasulullah? He said, you have whom who help you in your deen, and you do not have it. And another riwayah, another variation in different hadith, but similar, the ending of the hadith, he said, Rasulullah sallallahu, and after that, the good people, the pious people, will make dua over the oppressor, and Allah will not accept the dua. All this, we in it. Number 20. And this, believe it or not, it started now. And let me remind you about Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam when he said, Tuba liman ra'ani wa amana bi. Tuba is a place in Jannah, to whom he saw me and believe in me. Thumma tuba, thumma tuba, thumma tuba. Three tuba, three level, 3 degree, 3 amount. لمن لم يراني وآمن بي. To whom did not see me and believe in me. May Allah make us among the believer of Allah wa Rasuluh, live it and die with it. Number 20 is when this happened, now the people start wishing to see Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. Meaning you lose hope too much to the point you won't see Rasulullah. Believe it or not, I hear 3 people already doing it now. So what's the point? Astaghfirullah al-Azim. Instead of saying, Ya Allah, oh Ya Rasulullah, where are you, Ya Rasulullah? Ya Rasulullah, come see what's going on, Ya Rasulullah. It's almost like if Rasulullah is coming, he will do something for you. It's not Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Astaghfirullah al-Azim. But this also has another meaning. And Abi Hurairah radiallahu anhu, and this located in Imam Bukhari radiallahu anhu, rahimahullah, he said, وَلَا يَأْتِيَنَّ عَلَى أَحَدُكُمْ زَمَانٌ لَإِنْ يَرَانِي أَحَبُّ إِلَيْهِ مِنْ أَنْ يَكُونَ لَهُ مِثْلَ أَهْلِهِ وَمَالِهِ. The time will come, you wish to see me, better for you than the whole earth and your family. Why? This has a meaning. Today sometime you go to your family, you choke. You go to this, you choke. You won't get married, you choke. You won't get kids, you choke. You don't want to get kids, you choke. You won't get married and you cannot get married, you choke. Everybody choke. You won't get married, you choke. You do not get married, you choke. You marry, you hate your husband. You see, nobody's content. Nobody feel happy. Nobody feel content. Nobody feel like really like anything. Zulm, jur, poverty, this, that, diseases, unknown, no future. This according to the normal person. But if I'm a mu'min, I believe in Allah wa Rasuluh, I do whatever I can until I die. Finished. I'm not running the show, I'm not running the earth, Allah running the earth. But when your iman is weak, you forget all this. Now also, this has another meaning, is follow Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam the maximum you can. Make salawat, make salah ala nabi, make durood sharif the maximum you can. Read about Rasulullah, read about the companion. Follow small sunnah after small sunnah, whatever you can. Do whatever you can. Because this, very soon, it will go away. Because this, the ultimate. Now, time is up. We end it. What is my message? Very simple. Today you can, tomorrow you cannot. Grab whatever, any good opportunity. Remember Allah. Do a lot of zikr, a lot of dua. Beg Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Grab whatever good deed. Spend whatever you can. Be a role model by yourself. Beg Allah. And don't ever despair from any condition. And believe every moment passing by cannot pass by without the will of Allah, without the knowledge of Allah, without the wisdom of Allah, without the decree of Allah. Meaning what happened? I have to be happy. I have to be content, thanking Allah. The only thing I'm not so happy about it, my condition. Meaning what? Try to be good. Try to do more. And if you cannot do nothing, just zikrullah and think about Allah. Think about Jannah. Think about Jahannam. Think about the condition of the ummah. Make dua for them. Wallahi, you can do a lot in your own room. You can do a lot in your own room. You can do a lot between your hands. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us live as a mu'min, die as a mu'min, resurrected as a mu'min. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us follow the sunnah of Rasulullah the maximum we can. And oh Allah, make us live with your pleasure, die with your pleasure, enter our. And oh Allah, if you descended in the earth fitna, Take our soul before the fitna, Allah, and don't make us among those who spreading fitna or causing fitna or absorb fitna or be a part of fitna. And oh Allah, don't make among the people, Ya Allah, who leave this earth with your hate and anger over us, Ya Allah. But we wishing, Ya Allah, to leave this earth with your pleasure and love, Ya Allah. Make us among those who spreading peace and love and tranquility. Make us among Hamideen, Shakirin, Radin, Mu'tadin, Muttaqin, Mu'minin, Muqinin, Mutawakkilin. Ameen, Ameen Ya Rabbil Alameen. اللهم ضع البركة والنور والقبول فيما نفعل وفيما نقول وبارك لنا في الموت وفي بعد الموت يا رب العالمين. واللهم ارض عنا وعن أمة الحبيب المصطفى حيها وميتها شاهدها وغائبها وأعز الإسلام والمسلمين وأعلي بحقك كلمة الحق والدين لنا ولأمة الحبيب المصطفى صلى الله عليه وسلم. آمين آمين يا رب العالمين. اللهم تقبل اللهم تقبل اللهم تقبل. جزاكم الله كل خير والسلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته.